Hey, everybody, and welcome to the True Alien Podcast, your daily dose of all things weird and unexplained. I'm Adrian Smith,
And I am Julia Jones.
and Julie, we've got some really fascinating research that someone sent us about the San Luis Valley in Colorado.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's a really interesting area. Stunning landscapes, mysterious happenings.
And a whole lot of extraterrestrial intrigue.
Yeah, a healthy dose of that. And we're talking cattle mutilations, strange symbols, whispers of an ancient civilization.
Oh, yeah. This is a real head-scratcher for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this story focuses on three really unique characters. Jax, a former military cryptographer turned rancher.
Haunted by his past, of course.
Because Sheriff Walker, who seems like a grounded guy, but he's in for a wild ride. And then we got Karen, an astrophysicist, who is just vibrating with excitement about all this weird stuff.
Yeah, she seems like the kind of person who'd be thrilled to find an alien in her backyard.
Oh, absolutely. So let's jump into it with that first cattle mutilation scene. Cow found dead. But it's not just any death. It's like surgery pinpoint accuracy.
And then there's that bizarre symbol seared onto its side.
Yeah. What do you make of their reactions to the scene?
Well, it's fascinating to see their personalities clash right off the bat. Jax, with his military background, he goes straight into problem-solving mode, trying to analyze everything.
Right.
Sheriff Walker, on the other hand, he's just weary. Like, he's seen some stuff in the valley, but even this is pushing it.
Like he's seen it all, but not this.
Exactly. And then there's Karen. She's practically giddy at the prospect of something truly extraordinary.
I mean, who wouldn't be, right?
Right.
It's like their reactions kind of mirror how we all respond to the unknown. You know, some are skeptical,
Terrified.
and some are just like, bring it on.
Exactly. Makes you wonder how you'd react in that situation.
Yeah, would you be hitting the books like Jax, or shaking your head like Sheriff Walker, or pulling out your telescope like Karen?
I think I'd be somewhere between Jax and Karen, hitting the books and then looking for aliens.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of both, right? And those symbols, they seem to spark something familiar in Jax. You know, like a coded message he just understands.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Jax's cryptology background is going to be key to this whole thing.
Oh, for sure. Those symbols are like a trigger pulling him back into that world he thought he'd left behind.
And it suggests that what's happening isn't random, you know? It's part of something bigger, something ancient.
Right, like those ancient astronaut theories.
Oh, yeah? Have you looked into that stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Huge rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
But so fascinating. So we've got Jax, the pragmatic soldier.
Sheriff Walker, the skeptical lawman.
And Karen, the astrophysicist, who's practically skipping with joy over all this weirdness. She seems fixated on the San Luis Valley being a cosmic hotspot.
Yeah, and she's not alone. The San Luis Valley has that reputation. You know, UFO sightings, strange occurrences.
Right.
Some people believe that certain places on Earth are like magnets for paranormal activity.
It's a compelling idea that there are places where the veil between our world and something else is thinner.
Right. Have you found anything about that in your research?
Oh, yeah. Tons of stories about the San Luis Valley being a hub for unexplained phenomena. It's like the story is tapping into a real-world sense of mystery.
Right. It makes you wonder if fiction is inspired by reality or if reality is just stranger than fiction.
And things get even wilder when they decide to head into the devil's teeth.
Which sounds terrifying, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Straight out of a horror movie. What do you think is the significance of that location?
I think it symbolizes the growing unease and danger in the story. Even the landscape is described as menacing, like it's reflecting the shift in mood.
Yeah, it's like the environment is mirroring their internal anxieties.
Exactly. And it's interesting how Karen's demeanor changes here. She goes from excited theorizing to this laser-focused determination.
Right, like she's finally starting to put the pieces together.
Exactly. And it's in the Devil's Teeth where they make a game-changing discovery, a hidden cave.
Oh, yeah, that cave. It's like a treasure trove of information. A whole collection of those symbols expanding on the one found on the cow.
Like they're piecing together an ancient language.
And with each new symbol, the mystery just deepens.
Like peeling back layers of an onion, uncovering something far older and more complex than they initially imagined. And it's at this point that even Sheriff Walker starts to come around.
Yeah, I noticed that too. The skeptic finally accepts that what they're dealing with is beyond his usual scope.
It makes you wonder, what would it take for us to abandon our skepticism and embrace the possibility of something truly extraordinary?
What kind of evidence would we need to see?
Right.
Good question. And speaking of evidence, the story takes a dramatic turn at the town hall meeting.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
when Jax drops a bombshell.
Everyone's on the edge of their seats waiting to hear what he's found.
Yeah, the whole town is holding its breath, and then Jax reveals the true meaning of those symbols.
They're blueprints left behind by an ancient civilization.
And the San Luis Valley, it wasn't just some random spot, it was their experiment.
An experiment involving bioengineered guardians.
It totally reframes the situation. The cattle mutilations aren't just acts of cruelty. They're a byproduct of this ancient conflict.
It's like 1 minute you think you're dealing with some local weirdos messing with livestock.
And the next minute you find out your town is sitting on top of an ancient alien laboratory.
Mind-blowing.
It definitely makes you want to keep reading.
Oh yeah, for sure. Welcome back to the True Alien Podcast.
It's incredible to think about the sheer scale of this story. We've gone from cattle mutilations in a remote valley to uncovering an ancient alien experiment.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except it might be real.
Exactly. And in part 2 of our deep dive into the San Luis Valley, things are about to get even more intense.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started.
We left off with the people of the valley facing an unimaginable threat, these bioengineered guardians, from a civilization that existed centuries ago.
And these people aren't soldiers. They're ordinary folks, ranchers, shopkeepers, teachers.
Suddenly thrust into a situation that's straight out of their nightmares.
You really gotta admire their courage and resilience knowing what they're up against.
Absolutely. So as we dive into part 2, paint us a picture. What do they do to prepare for this alien invasion?
Okay, so imagine this small, tight-knit community banding together, pooling their resources, doing whatever it takes to protect their homes and families.
It's like you're in a movie.
Right. They're setting up watchtowers, creating makeshift traps, even learning how to handle firearms under Jax's guidance.
Oh, wow. So Jax is taking charge when it comes to defense.
He's definitely the guy you want on your side in a situation like this.
For sure. What about Karen? What's she up to?
Karen, with her scientific mind, is trying to understand and exploit the alien technology.
Interesting. So she's thinking outside the box.
Oh, yeah. She believes that by disrupting their control frequencies, they might stand a chance against these powerful beings.
So she's like hacking into their system.
Exactly, using her knowledge of astrophysics to outsmart them.
It's incredible how they're using whatever skills they have to fight back now. It makes you think about what you would do in that situation.
Oh man, I'd probably be hiding in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. But seriously, it's inspiring to see how these ordinary people find extraordinary strength in the face of danger.
Absolutely. There's something about facing a common enemy that brings out the best in us.
Right, it's like that saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly, but let's not forget about the fear factor. I mean, they must be terrified knowing what they're up against.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then the attack comes. Tell us about that night, Julia.
Okay, picture this. A sliver of a moon hangs in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the valley. An unnatural silence blankets the town, broken only by the nervous whispers of the wind.
Okay, I'm getting chills already.
And then from the shadows, these creatures emerge.
It's like something out of a nightmare. What do these things look like?
They're described as grotesque bipedal figures with leathery skin and glowing red eyes. Their movements are unnatural, swift, and deadly.
Ugh, I would not want to run into one of those in a dark alley.
Or anywhere, for that matter.
So the creatures attack. What happens next? Do the townspeople just surrender, or do they fight back?
Despite their fear, they put up a valiant fight, ranchers, shopkeepers, even old Pete with his trusty shotgun.
Old Pete coming through.
They stand their ground, defending their homes and loved ones.
It's amazing to think about the courage these ordinary people display. It really speaks to the human spirit, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Even when faced with overwhelming odds, we find a way to dig deep and fight for what matters.
It's like we have this primal instinct to protect what's ours.
And it's not just blind courage either. Remember Karen's jamming signal? She manages to disrupt the creatures, giving the townspeople a fighting chance.
Right, so they're not just blindly firing their weapons into the darkness. They've got some kind of strategy.
Exactly. It's a combination of bravery and ingenuity that keeps them in the game.
What about Jax? He must be in his element, right?
Oh, absolutely. Jax, positioned on the roof of the community hall, uses his military training to take down the creatures one by one.
It's like all those years of training have led up to this moment.
Every shot is a testament to his resolve, his determination to protect his town and the people he cares about.
But let's be real. How can they possibly win against such advanced beings? I mean, you said it yourself. They're faster, stronger, seemingly unstoppable.
That's the question that hangs over the entire battle. The story doesn't shy away from describing the sheer terror these creatures inspire.
You really get a sense that the townspeople are fighting for their very survival. and the odds are stacked against them.
It's like one of those movies where you're on the edge of your seat wondering how the heroes are going to pull it off.
Because facing those creatures head-on doesn't seem like a sustainable plan. Something's got to give.
We can only assume that they have something up their sleeve, some way to leverage their understanding of the symbols and the alien technology to gain an advantage.
Right, like maybe Karen's jamming signal will be the key.
But whatever their plan is, it's going to be a desperate gamble, a fight for their very existence.
Welcome back to the True Alien Podcast, where we're wrapping up our exploration of the San Luis Valley and that incredible story you shared about an alien invasion.
We left off with a scene of absolute chaos, the townspeople battling these terrifying creatures, their survival hanging by a thread.
It's like the ultimate underdog story, isn't it? These ordinary people facing down an extraordinary threat.
And in part 3, we get to see just how resilient the human spirit can be. The source material really emphasizes the courage and determination of the townspeople there fighting for their lives, their homes, their community.
So tell us, Julia, how does it all play out? Do they manage to survive this alien onslaught? What about Jax, Karen, and Sheriff Walker? What role do they play in this final showdown?
They emerge as the leaders of the resistance, each playing a crucial role. Jax, with his military expertise, is coordinating the defense, using his knowledge of tactics and strategy to give the townspeople a fighting chance. Karen, the brilliant scientist, continues to work on disrupting the alien technology, believing that's the key to defeating them. And Sheriff Walker, the once skeptical lawman, becomes a symbol of the town's resilience, rallying the people to stand their ground.
It's amazing how this extraordinary event brings out the best in these ordinary people. They could have easily given up panicked, but instead they choose to fight back to protect what they hold dear.
It's a testament to the power of community, wouldn't you say? In the face of unimaginable danger, they find strength in each other, in their shared determination to survive. Did you come across any real-life examples of this kind of collective resilience in your research?
Definitely, I've read about communities coming together after natural disasters, terrorist attacks. It's incredible how people can overcome fear and adversity when they unite for a common cause.
It makes you wonder if that's one of our greatest strengths as a species, our ability to adapt and cooperate in the face of challenges. But let's get back to the story. We know they're fighting hard, but do they actually win? Do they manage to defeat these creatures?
Right, because facing them head-on seems almost impossible. Do they manage to pull off some kind of miracle?
The source material leaves us with a sense of hope, but also a recognition of the cost of victory. We know there are casualties, sacrifices made in the face of overwhelming odds, but ultimately the town survives. Karen's jamming signal proves effective, disrupting the creature's coordination and giving the townspeople an advantage.
So it's a victory, but a bittersweet one. They managed to push back the invasion, but not without loss.
Exactly. The threat is neutralized, at least for now, but the experience leaves an indelible mark on the town and its people. They've glimpsed a reality beyond their wildest imaginings, confronted an ancient conflict that stretches back centuries. They're forever changed by what they've seen and experienced.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes surviving comes at a price. And even when we overcome incredible challenges, the scars remain.
Absolutely. But it also highlights the strength and resilience of the human spirit. These people faced their fears, fought for their lives, and ultimately they endured. It's a story of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring power of community.
What an incredible story. It's a journey from fear and uncertainty to resilience and hope, leaving us with lingering questions about our place in the universe. If an ancient civilization could leave such a mark on our planet, what other secrets are out there waiting to be discovered?
That's the beauty of exploring the unknown, isn't it? There's always something more to learn, something more to ponder, and who knows, maybe one day we'll uncover the answers to those questions.
Until then, we'll keep seeking those answers, diving deep into the mysteries that surround us. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of the San Luis Valley. And remember, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never stop exploring the wonders of the unknown.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of alien encounters, be sure to rate and follow the True Alien Podcast for more true alien stories.